What I want to talk about today literally drives me mad, and that is weight loss medication again, but a different one. It's this new fancy thing that everybody's talking about. Like, I have these calls all day, so I talk about this stuff all day. Granted, you guys are probably not talking about this stuff all day, but I am. And that is this weight loss injection called Ozempic. And I may have said that wrong, all right, but Ozempic is the medication I want to talk about today. And it's been used heavily in Hollywood for people to trim down for things, or stay a certain weight that they want to be. And it's become this wonder drug. I even saw it on Channel 7, which I thought was a disgrace, but they were talking about on Channel 7 how amazing this is going to cure obesity. Well, I'll tell you the cure for obesity. It's not eating crap and it's moving. That's the cure for obesity. But that is always the cure, but that doesn't stop pharmaceutical companies from benefiting from people by providing some short-term fixes. And this one is a shocker. And I'll explain some reasons why it's a complete shocker. So to start off with, this is a weight loss drug. Well, it's not a weight loss drug, it's a diabetes drug. So if somebody has type 2 diabetes, they might take Ozempic as part of their treatment. Now, if you've got type 2 diabetes, the best treatment is movement and clean food. Every time. And in the vast majority of cases, it's reversible. I'll do another whole one on type 2 diabetes, but type 2 diabetes is it's lifestyle choices that cause us, in most cases, to get to that point. Now, there are some genetic factors, but anyway, that's type 2 diabetes. But I want to talk about this drug that is for type 2 diabetes that is now being used for weight loss. So first and foremost, doctors prescribing this for weight loss is pretty ridiculous, because there's limited supply of this stuff, and you're taking it away from patients who require it for their type 2 diabetes treatment. So absolutely absurd, just because it's in short supply, first and foremost. But what this drug is it does a few different things, but from the weight loss perspective and why people are using it for weight loss, it works kind of like an appetite suppressant, because what it does is it stops. When you take this weekly injection, and there's all different strengths and stuff, but it stops the food coming out of your stomach, out of your gut, into your intestines slows it down getting into your intestines. That makes sense? So it slows it down. So it holds the food in your stomach for a longer period of time before moving it on through your body. And what that does is it tells your brain that you are full and you don't need any more food. So that's the theory. Right? That's the theory of it, and that's how it effectively works. Now, people are starting to, lose weight by using this medication. Now, make no mistake, it's not making fat disappear, it's making you eat less food. That is it. This stuff is insanely expensive. It depends whether you can get it on script. You have to be over a certain BMI to get it on script, or not get it on script. You can buy it off script and it's more expensive. Anyway, we're talking thousands of dollars. And the whole premise of this stuff is that you take it forever, because there's no nutritional value, there's no nutritional content, there's no nutritional anything in this thing. All it's doing is causing some things to bind together so that stuff stays in your gut longer so you feel full. Now, the problem with that is this is a forever drug, because you're not changing habits around the way that you eat, the amount you eat, the type of food you eat. What you're doing is making something sit somewhere unnaturally, forcing your body to do something it doesn't really want to do. And then as soon as you stop taking this thing, the effect is gone. Like, it's absolute madness. I had a lady just talking to me on the phone, just asked me about this, and I probably ranted a little bit. It's disgusting that this stuff is being prescribed, because what are you doing? You're saying to someone, right, you're going to spend hundreds of dollars every week, week on week, or whatever it is, depending on whether it's on script or off script. But anyway, it's loads of money every week to be able to have an injection so that the food stops in your gut a little longer, so you don't feel full, or so you do feel full and you don't eat any more food. So you can do that for 3 months, 3 years. And then what happens? If you haven't changed your food habits, nothing happens except all the weight coming back on again. There's no miracle thing for this weight to come off again. It drives me mad. So I'm on a rant, and it's a disgrace that it was created or put on for somebody to have as a weight loss treatment. I couldn't be any more open. If I actually said what I thought, it would be probably inappropriate for this this podcast or this video. So for me, it is unhealthy, and I want to talk about some of the side effects as well. It's absolutely terrible stuff. So here are some of the basic side effects. So the basic side effects are like, nausea, vomiting, general sort of gastrointestinal issues like, pains in your stomach and diarrhea and constipation, all that sort of stuff, right? That's pretty typical for almost any medication, right? Hence the reason we should have as little medication as we possibly can. But the heavy side effects are the scary ones with this. So pancreatitis, vision changes, hypoglycemia, kidney problems, allergic reactions, gallbladder problems, and thyroid tumors or cancer. Get this, when they did the testing for this stuff on animals, or I'm not sure if they do it on rats, whatever they do it on, but when they did the testing, there was a number of these animals that they did the testing on that had got increased thyroid cancers. So increased size of cancers, they got thyroid cancer, and then they go, well, we don't have long-term studies yet, so don't worry, it's all good. Like, these guys were okay, except they got some tumors. Whatever, let's put it in some people. This stuff it's like something out of a science fiction novel. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd, right? You can change behavior around your eating so you don't eat more, so you don't eat too much, so you feel full. You can change those pathways in your brain. You can change the way that your body works by eating good food, by moving. This stuff is crazy that they continue to prescribe this stuff. Just a new one comes in and they go, this is the miracle cure for obesity, right? But obesity is not a disease. Obesity is a choice. Now that sounds really harsh, but it's not one choice. Nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, I want to be obese. That doesn't happen. Nobody does that. But what we do is we carelessly make choices about our food. And then those choices cause us to be obese. And that is the problem. But now trying to treat that with a needle or with a tablet, it's absolutely absurd and makes no logical sense, because I come in at the back end and talk to people who have had they've taken the Duramine, they've had lap band surgery, they've taken these injections, and they're busted at the back end because they're so sad and depressed that they don't think they can actually lose weight normally, and that their body's somehow broken. I spoke to a lady 2 days ago whose friend had a heart attack after she was on Duramine. Like, this stuff is terrible, absolutely terrible for your body. And so I just think we've got to be super careful with what we put in our body. We don't need medicines like this to fix issues around weight. It's unnecessary, right? So the takeaway for today is this. Don't believe the hype. There's so much hype. I mean, I wouldn't believe much that's on TV anyway, but there's so much hype about this new wonder drug, Ozempic. There's so much hype about it. It's wonderful and it's terrific. And yeah, it does some things in your body to make food stay in your gut a little longer, but you don't need this stuff to be able to lose weight. There's the honest truth about it. So how do we, hang on. Remember, I always like to remind you, what are the side effects of good eating? No bad ones. You feel better, blood pressure decreases, heart rate decreases, you feel happier, you feel more content, you feel more confident, you feel cleaner, you can breathe better, you stop snoring. All of these things happen when you eat good food. All of them happen, and weight loss happens as well. They're the side effects that you want, and they're all good side effects. So don't believe the hype. This stuff's rubbish. You don't need any of it. You don't need any pills, any potions, any fancy injections to lose weight. What you need is good choices, and those good choices will help you to feel much healthier and happier in your life. You've got this. Thanks for letting me rant today. We'll chat tomorrow.